ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಹಣ ಏನು ನಮಗೆ
It is, I would definitely want to quote poet Iqbal, who said, civilizations far older and far richer disappeared, but India endures because there's something in the soil that refuses to be erased. It was resolved of our pioneering scientists like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Homi Bhabha and many others that laid the foundation of the scientific rigor and scientific self-reliance in India. Sir, our path was never easy. The Western world denied us critical technologies. We were isolated and forced to build our own capabilities, but we did not stop. From carrying rocket parts on bullock carts in Thumba to becoming the first country to land on the lunar South Pole. Sir, from Aryabhat to India's first human spaceflight mission on Gaganyaan, we have come a long way. There have been major...
Did you take them to their seats? No,
Sir, there have been major turning points came when the government led by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi opened the space sector to private participation in 2020. In space, and Antariksh became active facilitators for technology transfer from ISRO to industry. The government did not merely open the doors, it walked in with innovators. As a result, India's space startup ecosystem has grown from less than 10 companies a decade ago to more than 200 companies. In the last 5 years, India's space startup has raised more than $350 million, sir. And it's time now that India's nuclear energy sector now awaits a similar moment of renaissance. Today, our installed nuclear capacity is 8.8 gigawatts. As we move towards the global Viksit Bharat by 2047, the net zero emission by 2070, nuclear energy becomes a critical pillar for reliable, round-the-clock and carbon-free base power. Heavy industries such as steel, cement, aluminium, all seeking to decarbonize, are now evaluating captive nuclear power. Moreover, a strengthened nuclear ecosystem will deliver benefits far beyond electricity, supporting cancer treatment, atomic medicine, medical isotope production, and agriculture research and food irrigation. We have set an ambitious target of reaching 100 gigawatts of nuclear capacity by 2047. The transition will require something close to 20 lakh crores in cumulative investment. And private capital and private players are very important and integral part of this expansion. More than in countries like US, 68% of the investments are made by private players. In China, more than 72%. Whereas in India, we are only at 30%.
Sir, conclude. Shri Ratanjit Pradap Narayan Singh.
अध्यक्ष जी, मैं आपका अत्यंत आभारी हूं कि आपने मुझे देश की सांस्कृतिक चेतना से जुड़े हुए एक ऐसे विषय पर बोलने का अवसर दिया है जो केवल एक भाषा नहीं बल्कि 25 करोड़ लोगों की सांस्कृतिक अस्मिता से जुड़ी हुई है। हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हमेशा अपनी मातृभाषा पर गर्व करने का मंत्र दिया है। जब प्रधानमंत्री जी स्वयं बिहार और पूर्वांचल की रैलियों में और यहां तक कि मॉरिशस और नेपाल जैसे देशों में रउरा सबके प्रणाम कहते हैं तो हम सबका गर्व तो करोड़ों भोजपुरी भाषियों की सीना गर्व से चौड़ा हो जाता है। उनकी इसी आत्मीयता से हमें ये उम्मीद है कि हम अब हमारी भाषा को उसको संवैधानिक हक जरूर मिलेगा। सच्चाई ये है कि आज भारत के उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, झारखंड से लेकर सूरीनाम, फिजी, ट्रिनिडैड, मॉरिशस तक लगभग 25 करोड़ से अधिक लोग भोजपुरी बोलते हैं। ये श्रम की भाषा है और संस्कृति की भाषा है। महोदय, आज मैं सरकार के समक्ष एक मांग रखता हूं। भोजपुरी अब केवल एक बोली नहीं रही है, ये एक समृद्ध साहित्य और लोक संस्कृति की वाहक है। दिल्ली और बिहार में भोजपुरी अकेडमी दर्शकों से कार्यरत है। यहां तक कि मध्य प्रदेश में भी भोजपुरी साहित्य अकेडमी है, लेकिन भोजपुरी का हृदय स्थल कहे जाने वाला उत्तर प्रदेश में आज तक कोई समर्पित अकेडमी नहीं है। मेरा विशिष्ट आग्रह है कि उत्तर प्रदेश के कुशीनगर या देवरिया जनपद में एक केंद्रीय अरे बलिया में भी हो जाएगा बाबू, काहे नहीं, बलिया भी भोजपुरी बोलेला। एक केंद्र भोजपुरी भाषा एवं साहित्य अकादमी की स्थापना की जाए। ये क्षेत्र बिहार के छपरा से लेकर अयोध्या तक के 50 जनपदों के केंद्र में है। यह अकादमी बनने से न केवल पूर्वांचल बल्कि मिथिला और नेपाल तक के साहित्यकारों और कलाकारों का एक मंच मिलेगा। हमारी विलुप्त होती विधाएं का संरक्षण हो सकेगा। महोदय, भोजपुरी समाज ने अपनी कर्मठता से देश का निर्माण से अहम भूमिका निभाई है और हमके पूरा विश्वास बा कि आई भोजपुरी के अकेडमी जो बा पूर्वांचल में जल्द से जल्द स्थापित हुई, ताकि भोजपुरी ऐसा भाषा बा कि देश के श्रम के काम करेला।
Now, Srimati Renuka Chaudhary, you want to speak? Only on the subject, nothing else. You have to speak on the subject.
Sir,
If any deviation from the subject will not go on records, Renuka Chaudhary.
Sir, this matter is a continuation of what is troubling the House here. There are many ways in which we disrupt democracy, and bringing about the Sanchar Sathi app is yet another instrument of diminishing the right of the citizens, as is the SIR.
Nothing will go on record. Sri Ayodhya Rami Reddy.
We have breaking news from Lok Sabha. The House was adjourned within just 15 minutes of starting today at 11 a.m. amid massive opposition protests. However, in a significant behind-the-scenes move, Speaker Om Birla immediately summoned opposition floor leaders and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju to his chamber to break the deadlock. Sources say the Speaker is making a determined effort to get the winter session back on track, with the government indicating willingness to discuss key opposition issues if disruptions end. I have Anand Singh joining me with more details. Anand, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, Vaishali, look, even as the deadlock on the second day of the Parliament winter session remained over there, as the opposition were adamant to have a discussion on the special intensive revision of the voter rolls exercise that is being taken up by the Election Commission in 12 more states and union territories. So clearly, the opposition members, once the House commenced on the second day, they entered the veil, following which Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has to adjourn the House. So clearly, following this deadlock that has continued from day one, as yesterday also we saw several adjournments, and it was thrice in the day yesterday on which the House was adjourned, and then clearly today also the opposition MPs altogether held a protest in the Parliament premises, demanding that how there should be a discussion on the SIR and the vote theft should be stopped across the country, which is being done in the guise of the voter rolls preparation. As opposition members are very categorical, as they have mentioned that they are not against the SIR move, but they are against the way in which the votes of lakhs of eligible people are being removed, and it is being done in very hurry. So clearly, to break the deadlock now, what we have learned from our sources is that following the adjournment of the Lok Sabha on the second day at 11:15, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, along with Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, has called all the opposition members in his chamber to have a detailed discussion on the same, so that the deadlock which has remained in the past 2 days over SIR issue can be resolved, and a proper discussion should be held in the Lok Sabha, as opposition have been not moving away from the demand that there should be a discussion. So the government is now trying, along with Lok Sabha Speaker, to have a discussion to bring them on the table and to allot them time. Yesterday, even Kiran Rijiju has mentioned that the opposition can't force the government when the discussion should be allowed. But now, given the fact that the way in which Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has called the meeting of all the opposition bloc floor leaders in his chamber for a discussion, then they might come up with some of the plan that what the government is going to do on the opposition demand for a detailed discussion on the special intensive revision exercise that is being taken up by the Election Commission. Back to you, Vaishali.
All right, Anand, thanks for joining me. And now, Karnataka Chief Minister